listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. With your hosts, Anthony R. Destiny, Joe Ferrani, and Jerry Kenna. Interviewing entrepreneurs, business operators, and investors. This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymont Payroll. Payday is the most important day to your most important people, and payday is made easy at www.payyourpeople.com.
Alrighty, episode 29 of Between Two Bridges. Co-host Anthony or Destiny. Joe, how you doing?
Doing good, man. How about you, Jer?
Doing good. We finally have some guests back.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Our first husband and wife duo. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name's Heather.
Hi, Heather.
I'm Michael.
What do you guys do for a living?
We own Mr. It's a full-service barbershop in Lawrenceville.
Okay. Recently went through a rebranding.
Yes.
How was that?
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you meet this cat at? Let's start there, I guess.
Well, we met at a salon/barbershop in
Monroeville. Her last day was my first day.
Oh.
And she trained me on the computer system. And I didn't really care about anything but staring at her.
You didn't learn anything.
No.
Yeah. And then
That salon got moved to Verona.
Okay.
And I found out that she was working at Carnivores.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And I would drive my van down there and get lunch, and stalk her.
Persistency.
Essentially.
Yeah. And then you asked me if you could cut my hair.
I asked her if I could cut
That
her
was
hair.
his opening line.
That was his opening line.
She came in with this beautiful orange dress on in the salon.
Oh, wow. Wait, which one?
It was a long one.
Oh, in Verona. Not the dress, the salon.
Yeah, in Verona.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I said, "Can I cut your hair?" And you said no.
And I said, "Good to see you." That was
I
it.
said, "Can I shampoo you?"
Starting out great.
I said we should have babies.
You did say that.
He did say that?
He did. And I said, I think you go tanning and you're high maintenance. Because I just thought I was too low maintenance for you.
And I do go tanning.
Yes. And I'm not low maintenance, I guess. But yeah, and then you came into Carnivores again.
Yeah.
And
again.
And again.
And
And
again.
again.
Just
Yes.
kept
And then a friend
Yes.
of mine was on an episode of
Design Stars.
Design Stars on HGTV. And they had a premiere for the show at Savoy in the Strip District.
Yeah. And then Katie Petraitis was shooting it. So I was
wow.
going anyway.
Oh. So I said, "Will you be my date?" And she was like,
Yeah, we can go as friends. That'll be cool.
But there was one girl.
I think I was dating one of your clients.
She was dating one of my clients.
Yeah.
And I picked her up in this van. She lived in Regent Square. And it was like a creeper van.
It was
No
just a
AC.
work
It was
van.
hot as hell.
It was 17 passenger.
Navy
Work van.
blue. I
Yeah.
remember that van.
Yep.
That was the best vehicle I've ever had.
I picked my wife up in a van on our first date.
I love that.
Dude.
Yeah.
See?
And I had comforters like laying on the floor in the back. Because like
Romance?
she was like, "What's up with the van and the comforters?" And I was like, "Well, it's a simple explanation." I was like, "We have clothes in here during the week for the dry cleaners, and if the clothes fall, they can't get dirty." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Wow, she's gullible." And we went to Shadyside. We couldn't find a parking spot because we couldn't go
Stop.
into any of the garages because the van was too high. It was like the struggle was real in the vans back in the day.
Wait, that's what we pulled up to, like, valet. And he was like, "We'll just park. We'll just park ourselves."
And I remember I rolled up and there was this dude that was one of the reps, because
In, like,
I
a
used to be a
Mercedes.
rep for a hair care business, and he had this Mercedes, and I don't know if you were embarrassed. I was. I certainly wasn't. So I pulled up, and he said, "What's up?" And I don't know. Like when I picked her up, I didn't have any AC, and it was really hot that day.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one other thing that I had in there that she didn't really know what it was. I just got my driver's license back and had the old blowing machine in.
Mm.
And
I hit a blower.
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember when it went off. I
you
blew
would just like
into
start
it.
blowing in it, and I was like,
She thought it was
Okay.
like a green vehicle.
I did. Well, in Regent Square, they had one that like.
Powered by air.
Yes.
I was like, "Does your van run on like corn oil or something?" And you're like, "No, I don't."
It's in my
no
breath.
DUIs.
It's funny because I remember you were trying to unload that van, and I was in the market for a van, and you were like, "But I gotta wait because you had to pay to get that machine
Yeah.
taken out of that one."
Yes.
You were like, "I'm just keeping the van
Mm-hmm.
until further notice."
Yep. I kind of miss it.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
You missed the blower? Or?
No. I felt like so much pressure because he would like run into a store and be like, "If it goes off, just blow into it." And I'd be like, "What if I don't do it right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what if you had mouthwash in, or
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we started dating.
You know,
Okay.
vans have
Graph
gone
that.
the way of a pickup truck now because a new van is like $65,000.
Yeah. Crazy.
You know, we
they're
talked about
big
doing like a
bucks.
sprinter van
Yeah.
to do mobile haircuts, and they were
Asslow.
insane.
100
Yeah.
grand for
100 grand.
Yeah, to build them out, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah, unbelievable. And like pickup trucks, like when I was growing up, my dad had like a 2-door Dodge two-tone. I'd be like, "Drop me off down the block, dude." Don't do it. And now, like everybody drives pickup trucks, so things have changed. The van was
Yeah.
it got you here.
That's a
It's a
thing.
lifestyle.
yes, yes,
So
So have you always cut hair, Mike? How did you break into the business?
yeah. I started cutting when I was like 13, 12 or 13. My mom used to take me to like shitty places like Fantastic Sam's and things like that, and
We can trash anybody. Go for it.
and I remember just like
Hating it.
hating getting shitty haircuts. So I said, "Can you buy me a set of clippers?" And then I started cutting like the friends on my baseball team and soccer team,
Yeah.
and like it's something I always wanted to do. But back in the 90s, they kind of like wanted you to go to the counselors and stuff wanted you to go to college,
right.
and I didn't want to go to college, but I kind of got pushed that way. So I
Right.
ended up at CCAC and met
Playing
Mark
baseball?
Pomerati. Yeah, played baseball there.
Were you on the NJCA championship team? And you're not that old.
No.
They had the 83. I think 83. Fun fact. They won like a NJCAA
Oh, really?
regional championship. Yeah.
No.
And then our
You'd
golf
have to
team.
be like 6
I was going to say,
years
how?
old, dude.
Yeah, I
Well, I mean, I sometimes,
45, man.
I sometimes talk before I I mean, those guys are dying now from that team. But were you on the 68 Black Sox? But no,
If
yeah.
you build it, they will come.
Right. So in 2004, we won a regional title for the golf team at CCAC. So there was a baseball and a golf ball in their athletic trophy case.
That's
That was it.
Were you boys?
Oh yeah, St. Bernard's represent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we were.
So
I don't remember you being there, Joe.
I wasn't there very often. You have 4 semesters of NJCA eligibility, and
Yeah.
I made sure I was there for those 4 semesters, and then I started cutting grass shortly
Yeah.
after that.
All right.
So, how long did you stick it out at CCAC? The whole way through, or?
Yeah, I think that for the amount you could play, because 2 years or whatever,
Yeah.
and then I think I transferred to Northside CCAC and went there a few semesters, and then went to Robert Morris. Went there for I don't know. I don't even know how many semesters. 9/11 happened, and then I drank my way out. I would end up at the Super Bowl lounge instead of class.
It happens.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with putting kids in that position, because you're putting them in a position to fail, essentially.
Yeah, I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And-
Met
My
great
parents-
people, had
yeah.
good stories. That's it.
Yep.
So now they promote like skip college, pick a trade.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So, I mean, you guys got 4-year degrees, right? And
It took me 5, but
5.
yeah.
Me too. And did you
Took me 6.
you got a marketing degree, right?
I have a degree in journalism, but
Okay.
it took me 6 years. Yeah. But I wanted to go to beauty school and went to college instead.
Was Sandra Dee your inspiration?
I feel like I'm more of like a Rizzo type.
So you've always had the bug to cut hair,
Yes.
and then you went through like probably working for people. And
Oh wait, you worked for Raylon, so you sold.
So I worked. So I got like, it was like 2003. I was working at bars and restaurants, quit school, ended up getting into some trouble, going to rehab, come out of rehab, didn't have anything, needed a job, was selling these vacuum cleaners that were like $2,500 a vacuum cleaner.
Like door to
It was like
door?
one of these pyramids,
Door to door?
pyramid scheme
Yeah.
places.
Wow.
did you have to carry a vacuum cleaner?
It was
Oh, I
humbling.
didn't even think about that part.
It was like a canister. And then it had this air purifier thing too that went with it. I sold 2 of them, one to my mom and one to my mom's best friend. So
Okay.
obviously that didn't work out. I didn't get the fancy car that they promised me. I didn't make it very high up in the pyramid. Put it that way. 100%.
That's a thing that's a gone by the wayside trade is selling door to door. You know,
Yeah.
companies just don't do it.
Solar
Yeah.
panel companies do it.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say we get those, but
There's
it
a
feels.
kid that walks down our street trying to sell. Or the one dude, the kid that had the scooter thing. Hoverboard.
See cruising door to door on a hoverboard.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck,
In
I
a
could have sold.
monsoon.
Mike's like, I could have sold 4 vacuum cleaners.
I know,
if I had a
right?
fucking hoverboard.
Yes.
You just like wheel it behind you.
Yes. So I met this dude at outpatient rehab, and he told his wife owned a salon in Cheswick, right
Okay.
by the Chess Arena, and it was a pretty nice salon, and he knew this lady that was a rep for a beauty supply company, so they were looking for someone because she was about to retire. So they told me to send in a resume. I never made a resume in my life. My sister did it for me. Got the interview. The woman called me back. She was from Reading. She called me back and a couple days later, and she was like, "Hey, we want to email you a proposal." And I said, "You don't even need to bother. I'll take the job." You know? And she goes, "No, it's how
we
you
have
do
to.
it. We'll email you the proposal. You say you accept it or change the terms or whatever." I said, "All right, just email it to me." So I didn't even have an email. My sister pulled the email up for me, and I said, "Just respond. I'll take the job." So then I went to Reading for a week and got training, and I was working for, like representing companies like L'Oreal, Redken, like really higher end hair care products. And this lady, her territory was like 200,000 the first, whenever I took over. And I remember the first year I was up selling $1 million, and they were sending me all over the country, and I was with these really famous hairdressers that were like the dude that cut Martha Stewart's hair when she got out of jail. It was like $500 a haircut, waiting on the bus for her to get out. Cruises to Bermuda, Las Vegas with Fergie and all these celebrities. It was kind of cool.
Right.
And I was sober at the time, and then got caught back up, and
Lifestyle.
Yeah. And kind of fell back into the game, and a few years into that, got into some more trouble, and then had to go spend some time on vacation
In Reading.
out in Cumberland County for 6 months.
You weren't free to go and leave.
They did
No.
put me on work release,
Okay.
where I would take a bus from Carlisle to Harrisburg to work for the company the company never fired me for what I did. I was on the turnpike and I wrecked my car I drove it into a Roy Rogers rest stop going about 100 mile an hour.
That's the best detail.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they had to close the rest stop and
For 2 years.
For 2 years, and then they ended up tearing it down, and I got into a lot of trouble.
You went out with a bang, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Are they still around?
They are. I took a picture of it.
okay.
Oh, if that rest stop is, I take a selfie every time
I
I
don't
go
know if
past
you
for
threw them into bankruptcy.
Well,
They're probably on their way.
they sued me and my insurance for all their lost wages for shutting down for
I'm sure, yeah.
a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like something like $24 million or something they were suing me for.
You're like,
Poor
It was a
insurance
lot.
guy was
I
like, fucking, we would have known this.
They picked me up after 5 years, though. They reinstated me.
5-year purgatory.
Yeah. So I got, when I went to jail, vacation. I still had my job, so I would call clients from.
Did they know
there.
you were in there?
No, they thought I was in Harrisburg training to get a better role. Some people knew about it because it was on the news and stuff.
Right.
Out here, a lot of people. It didn't bother anybody.
Shit happens, man.
Yeah. So, got out of there. Moved into a house in New Ken. And then ended up losing my job with that company. And
Sober.
Mm-hmm. I was sober when I went on vacation. I was about 1.5 years sober.
Yeah.
And that was kind of, when you're on that trip in there, there's a lot of crazy stuff floating around in there. And it was hard for people to believe that I was sober.
Right.
But I was, I got sober in 2008. I went away 2009. July 2009, came out January 2010. And then after I lost my job with that hair care company, I was like, you know what? I've been cutting hair so long, not legally. I would like to get my license and do it legitly.
Right.
So I first thought about going to cosmetology school because I more or less worked with salons, and I saw how much money I could make.
Yeah.
And I just suck at long hair, man. Even with Heather's, it's hard, and I don't know, it's a different game. So I ended up going to the barber school of Pittsburgh, and one of my clients was the teacher there.
Oh, wow.
So basically, we made an agreement that I wouldn't really have to go because I knew how to do hair color, and a lot of the teachers didn't. So I kind of taught the kids the hair color and some other things, and then
then you started working with Jack.
And then
right?
I started working with Jack.
Yeah.
In Monroeville, even before I had my license, and then it was 9 months later, officially got my license, and then boom.
Yeah, I mean, life's a journey. That's a hell of a journey. It's good to get it out there because I think a lot of people just see people in business and they're doing well for themselves, and it must be nice to be them. They got it easy, but it hasn't always been easy.
No, everyone assumes that business owners are multi-millionaires, and
we're losing sleep over 941s.
Yeah,
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's so when you own a home, you're gonna have projects, and people are I want to put a patio in my house, and it's $17,000, and it's well, every 2 weeks I spend about $14,000 in a thing called payroll.
Yep.
So it's not all it's cracked up to be.
100%.
So, and then you guys turn the key every day. You're there working the business, and then you're looking at people that also have projects at their house they want to do, but you're responsible for paying for those projects.
Yes.
Because you got to pay these people. So it's
exactly.
It's undaunting.
It's a set. We're open 7 days a week. It's a 7-day-a-week project.
Yeah, and I've had some rants on here about things in business can go good for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and then someone crashes a vehicle into your business,
right?
And you're shut down for 2 years. You know? So
it's not always just an upward climb. I mean, you could be killing it for years, and then all of a sudden it just falls out from under you.
Definitely.
We had Greg Scampone on here. He was shot in his business,
right?
And all you can think about is he's am I going to live? but the shop still needs to open.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how you're no good to your business laying in a hospital bed.
No.
So it's good to start there because like you guys have built something that is impressive, and it
thanks.
was before a lot of people have followed it. Like they won't admit it, but you guys were one of the first people to really do it.
Thank you.
You know, the
Thanks.
store in Lawrenceville has been there for how long?
10 years. We're coming up on 11. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, there's couture barbershops now everywhere.
Yeah.
But like Casnati's in Oakmont was one.
Yeah.
And then there was.
And they always did appointments. I love that.
I used to call on him whenever I sold. One of the lines was American Crew, and he would place orders with me.
Yeah, and that was kind of what you were getting. They used to be on 5th Street in Oakmont in like a house, and then they really made a jump and kept the same. But it was just like the same kind of barbershop, you know?
Yeah.
And then when you guys did it, you were like, it kind of made it sexy to get a haircut.
Oh,
Walk
thanks.
in, get a drink, you know, like it was a vibe. And you guys, now you see it. Like everybody's trying to like do it again.
When we first opened, like there were a lot of haters saying that it wasn't a real barbershop because we took appointments and we offered salon services like color and drinks, but all the salons I worked in, like that's what everyone got.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, guys
I
were
just
getting,
wanted to-
we were getting shaded for years. Like there was none of that at
No.
Casnati's. You know, you might have had a hat rack. That was the amenity.
Yeah.
you have to legally to have a hat rack
Yeah.
in Pennsylvania. Yep.
See, now that's what we talked about our
Yeah.
last episode. We talked about politicians sticking their nose in shit they don't know anything about. They should not have hat racks in barbershops because all they do is collect hats that people forget to take home with them.
Dude, right?
Yep.
We have bags of hats.
We
I
have
just
our-
throw them
yeah.
right in the garbage.
Just take them to a
we have
hockey
a lost
game.
and found.
First goal.
Yeah, just fire.
First goal at a hockey game. Just start firing hats. Be like, that's not
That's a
how it
good
works.
idea.
I throw them over the 62nd Street Bridge
That's
on my
not
ride
true.
home.
That is not true. Oh my God.
I think it's a huge like thing. Like I wear a hat a lot, but if I get a haircut, I'll never ever ever put my hat on
Like when you're leaving.
when I'm leaving because I feel like it's a huge like go buff on goalie,
Yeah.
like you know, stick it to the man. Like you can't do that.
You feel like
That
that?
used to offend me, but I don't care. Like, whatever you're comfortable with.
It's like if someone cut your grass and put perfect lines in it, and you just come home and drive through it with your car.
While they're still there.
Yeah. While they're loading up their
Yes.
trailer and wiping their sweat from their brow.
So how do you go from like working for other people to opening your own store in Lawrenceville? Talk about that leap. Is that a few conversations? You just look at each other and say, "We're doing this." How did you?
Because you guys did it
find the
together
building?
from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We, on our honeymoon.
Oh,
So we got married a year, I think we celebrated like a year of dating
on
on our honeymoon. Like
Where
she
was
moved
that?
really fast.
She moved in with me.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't leaving, so you figured, what the hell? It's just,
Right. I'm like, yeah, let's just go.
What was it, 3 days?
No. My lease was up. And he said, you can stay with me
that's how it always
while
works.
you look for an apartment. And I did look for an apartment. I looked at a couple in Verona, a few in Oakmont, but
Oh, yeah, that dude with the machete.
yeah.
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 With the
He was like-
ponytail from Oakmont.
No, yeah.
Wasn't he?
Just, and I remember
has
I
to
got
be.
in his truck and you just were staring at me and I'm like, bye, I guess.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
we were on our honeymoon
Where at?
in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Nice.
Yes.
Because I
Couldn't leave the
couldn't
country.
leave the
Yeah.
country.
Everyone's like, why aren't you doing an all-inclusive somewhere? I'm like, yeah, we just
A,
want
I
to go to
don't
Puerto
drink,
Rico.
and B,
Yeah.
I can't get a passport.
Yeah, we decided on our honeymoon, we're like, let's just do this. And I have horrible time management skills.
Okay.
So being behind the chair I had anxiety every day, like running behind, not realizing how long something was taking, and like working for other people. And when the owner is also behind the chair, the amount of work after you close is insane, trying to keep up with it. So we were talking and I'm like, what if we opened a barbershop and I ran the business, which by the way, I had no business doing. I knew nothing. And you cut hair.
And to piggyback what she just said, a lot of the clients that I had whenever I was a consultant, I would see problems that they had, and they were trying to cut hair and pay the bills and
Then
do
there was
all the
social
business
media
part of
and
it.
everything else.
It's
There's just so
impossible.
many
Yeah.
things.
It's hard. I see it all the time.
Because they're already cutting like 60 to 80 hours a week, and then they got to go do
Do their
all the-
books and do
Yeah.
Their
payroll,
books and,
yeah,
and then
they
it just
can't
gets
do
pushed, and then it's a huge
And this
project.
was before like the computer game, the scheduling system. I mean, they had them, but they were we still had a paper book. For
Oh
a
yeah,
long
I like
time.
rectified my accounts by like printing everything out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's how we decided. And then we came home and we looked at a place in Lawrenceville and it was really expensive. And then we're like, all right, let's just go back to Oakmont. And we saw a for rent sign and our current landlord had just put it in the window and walked across the street to his bargain auto mart. He's from,
Yes.
right?
He's
West
from.
here?
He used to live there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a little car dealership, like a used car spot, and he put the sign in, and we
I
called
called him. He's like, did you see me just do that? So then he just came out and was like, all right. And we just decided right there to do it. And and he's great.
You guys were ahead of the curve in Lawrenceville too. I mean, Lawrenceville was on the up, but it's
Yeah,
not
there was
what it
people
is
that made
today.
comments like,
Well, yeah.
dude, why are you going to Lawrenceville? It's shitty. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't
Well, and where we were in
awesome,
central Lawrenceville, it wasn't as built up. Like
No.
lower Lawrenceville was as soon as,
bumping, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
for-
like the cool spot.
but now it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, we kind of, when we got married, you know, you worked a lot of shifts at Carnivores, and we kind of like paid for things here and there for the wedding. So we were like, dude, we just came up
Yeah.
and
We
we're
can
able
do
to
this.
get
Let's
married.
just open a business.
So let's you know, you work more shifts at Carnivores, and we'll buy a chair here and there, and or buy this and that, and that's how we did it
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
with nothing, with no plan, nothing.
Did you take
No
out
money.
loans? You just
No.
straight cash
No.
on me?
Which was,
No,
I would,
like, seriously,
there were a lot of
nothing.
things that I would do differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have it. It
I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
But we
was
figured it out.
Improv.
well, I think we talk about this a lot with our wives and like our significant others, and we can't do what we do without them. And you guys are living it on air here that you guys couldn't have done this without.
I
her.
can't do
Yeah.
anything without her. Like
Yeah.
even in the home life, the work life.
It's kind of crazy because like you work your whole life to be like an adult, and then you find the one, and you're just like they're at their kid. I'm just like the biggest kid that my wife has.
Yeah. I usually get that thrown at me when I screw something up, and she's like, I have 3 kids.
I'm totally submissive to it too. Like if 23-year-old Joe, you'd be like, "You're such a fuck." I'd be like,
Right.
"Dude, I'm 23.
Right.
Handle my
I'm a
own
man.
shit."
I'm a man.
Now
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, you're right, hon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Am I the kid with the shit together the most out of all 3 of them?
I don't want to make everyone uncomfortable by answering that, honestly. No, I'm just
That's
kidding.
cool.
No, you're good.
so you have one boy, one girl. So your girl definitely has her shit together more than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
Yes.
mature faster than us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
She schools me.
She does school you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to think like your persistency is paid off, you know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Both of our work ethics are like extremely, like very.
I think
high.
that's one thing that was like a hard adjustment is when we had kids and I realized like I do need to step back a little bit. It was really hard to do that. Like a little,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And my best friend who I grew up with manages our shop.
Okay.
So she fully does everything that I used to do. I just do like the accounting, well, for our accountant, like,
Yeah,
and pay bills. That's it.
that's unique because we kind of we touched about this is like my son is going to kindergarten next year. So like I've always been like, oh, Sarah will get a job, you know, more income into the household. And then we were kind of talking and I was like, I think I need to hire her
Yeah.
because I can't let her go work for someone else. Like I need her. And like, it just makes sense to like strengthen what we have going on rather than, because the kids' calls are still going to come in.
Yeah.
And if I'm here and she is out on business trip and the kid call comes in, I like can't leave my business. So
Right.
like it makes more sense to strengthen our business.
When you're building it together.
Yeah.
So you understand each other. So like, even like, I guess I always thought that there would be like no work separation, but I feel like there is enough. You know what I mean?
At the beginning, there probably was not a lot of work separation. Like when we, you know, lived in New Kent and in Highland Park, and
Well, yeah, because we were trying to figure it out. But now I feel like we have like systems.
oh
and
yeah, the systems.
but we both understand like what needs to be done for it, and like
The book, The E-Myth, kind of helped us out
Yeah.
with that.
Okay.
The systems.
What's the book called?
The E-Myth.
E-Myth?
It's,
Yeah.
yeah. One of our clients,
He owns a dentist. He's has a dentist office in Edgewood Dental, and he suggested we read that
I'm just going to pull out a little bit
We read
farther
that
away
book,
from you.
and it just deals with.
It's having a system so that like if something were to happen and I wasn't there tomorrow, everyone would know exactly what they were doing the moment they walked in. Everyone's doing it the same way. So even if someone's haircuts are a little different because everyone cuts differently, they know they're greeting their client, they're bringing them back, what order you're doing your cut, your straight razor shave, your shampoo, you're walking them back up to reschedule, and same thing at the front desk. So that way everyone knows where they're supposed to be going, and clients aren't ever walking in like, do I just sit down? Like, what do I do?
Yeah, so essentially our whole business is based off of
that.
systems.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what every book will tell you, that the business is only as strong as the systems and processes that you built, because anything can happen to you tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, if your business isn't set up that way, then
Yeah,
there's no more business.
if you would have to teach someone tomorrow how to do it.
Yeah, and the stress that eliminates. Because if you know their systems, then the pressure's not on you to be there.
And you can like loosen up a
Yes.
little bit, you know?
We're not talking computer systems for the people out there. Right?
No,
This is
no.
Mental
it
systems.
says
No.
ways to run your small business.
Yes.
Yeah.
So these are.
Yeah, because I always like at the beginning of my
Coaching.
business, I was so prideful. Like I
I'm
turned the
doing
boiler
everything.
on. I turn the lights on. I shut them off every day, and it only lasts for so long.
Then you're burnt out.
Yeah, and you're like, I'll just go work for someone. I'll quit. I'll
Right.
throw this whole thing away.
Yep.
But,
And then it's, if you are able to, if you have good people, like we have such good
Yeah,
employees,
you have
it's
a full
insane.
staff. How did that come about? Who was the
We're
first
lucky.
to jump on
Allie.
board? Okay.
So Allie, we asked her, she was working at a spa in the South Side. And
We met her at Starbucks
in the South Side. And I was like, I feel like I'm trying to poach you. I mean, I knew her already, but
Yeah.
if you want to switch careers. And when we left, he's like, she's not doing it. And I was like,
she didn't even cut hair. She just did nails.
She used to. And
Yeah.
when she lived in Philly, she cut hair. And so she was
You're
into
like, I got into
facials.
business with this girl that is my wife, and she brought me to an interview for a girl to cut hair that doesn't even cut hair.
Yep.
So when we brought her on, she was.
But yeah, she was like, okay, I'll
She's
do
been
it.
there from the beginning, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she had
almost
to
7
develop
years.
a book. She didn't even have a book
No.
because she wasn't actively
No,
cutting.
and then she ended up apprenticing to get her barber's license. She already
Oh,
has her
right.
yeah,
Cosmetology.
and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
just naturally so good. So it worked out. So we had 2 chairs.
2 chairs. And then we hired a couple people. What do we have now? 14,
I was gonna
13?
say, I think Zach is one of our originals too.
Do you have 13 barbers?
Yeah. Wow. One of my buddies was doing like roofing and stuff, and he
I filled out his barber application, like to go to school for him.
got
He was
tired
like,
of
can you
like
just
his hands were cramping, and he was like, "I'm sick of doing this." I said, "Go to school, man." And he was like, "Will you hire me?" I
We're
said,
like, what if
"Yeah."
he sucks? Like, what do we do?
So he went to school.
He's
and
really good.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
His clients love him, and
Yeah.
like
The work ethic's
it's
there.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've had mostly the same people, and then Chelsea, who runs our business, she was in between jobs. She had just left a chiropractor's office. We needed help. She was filling in, and I'm like, she's so much better at all of this than I am. And it was right about the time I think when I got pregnant with Mickey, we asked her to be the manager. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So you're in a good spot business-wise.
Yeah.
You got a good staff.
Yes.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
very lucky.
And you guys, when you guys were doing the remodeling, you guys did a lot of the work yourself. Have you guys remodeled since then?
Yeah, I was gluing flooring down. I had no business
Yeah.
doing that.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You were like,
yeah.
what the hell am I
I just
doing?
learned
every
it.
night?
we first opened-
Every time I'm like, I think I could do that. And I'm like, why the fuck did I say that?
We just put paper up on the windows
Yeah.
and then get any permits.
Brian George hung all our
Brian
wallpaper.
George, rest in
Yeah.
peace. He
hung
helped us
all our
do
wallpaper.
wallpaper. He was down there,
He did a ton with
doing
us.
flooring.
Your
we
dad
just
did
did
a lot.
my dad. We just did everything ourselves, no permits. I think like 5 years later,
Don't.
a guy came in.
He did.
And fined us.
And he said, did you change anything in here?
We
it was
were
a
like,
tattoo
no, we
shop
didn't
before.
touch nothing.
And I was like, I didn't,
Like I put up some
I
wallpaper.
mean, we had
Right,
like
because
my
that's what I
uncle's
figured.
doing plumbing and things like that, and we moved a lot of pipes around and wires and
He fined you?
No, because I didn't know.
Oh.
Well, the business is in my name only.
I'm
so.
jealous. I'm so jealous. I just got a quote from an engineer. It's like
Yeah.
18K.
Well, just put up some paper on the windows, Joe.
Yeah, dude, just
I feel like I'd rather be
gotta do what
be
you
like
gotta do.
scolded rather than ask.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
For not all things.
So
but like,
my theory is I will play their reindeer games until June 29th when I need to open, and I'm either going to pump water down the drain or I'm pumping it into the fucking street. I mean, it's their call.
well, this guy that came in, the only thing he was concerned about is that we didn't have a lit up exit
Yeah.
sign in the front and the back. And I was like, dude, I'll have it tonight. And he's like, you have to hardwire that.
he was
thing.
like,
I
who
said,
is he? I'm
"It'll
like,
be-"
no one. This is my fault. And he's like, okay, I'll give you a
I
couple
said,
days.
so the next day we called him. We were like, it's done. And he was like, it's wired into the box, hardwired. And we were like, yeah, it's done. So he came down and he was like, oh man, usually people just.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't believe
Blow
it's
me off.
hardwired.
Right.
Because I knew we were wrong because
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, there's things.
But that's what we could do. You know, that's the only thing we couldn't hire people.
No.
Yeah, that's. So I mean, like again, people
We had a
think it's
van and a
easy.
dream.
We were living in a van down by the river.
Passion for it.
That's funny. You had a van, you couldn't even sell it.
No.
It was like $4,000 to move that blower out of that van.
It was. I remember the
Yeah.
day. It was in. Wasn't it in New Kent or something? Remember when the van got repoed?
They got repoed too.
Like a week before our wedding. And I was like,
It got repoed and my power got cut off.
and you were like, I'm not usually like this. I have no idea what's going on.
She was
I
like,
paid the
I'm
bills.
going to my mom's. Yeah, seriously, like a week before our wedding. I had to borrow
We got it
like
back.
$30 off her mom on our wedding day to tip the limo driver.
Like we were tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Okay.
in. All in.
Wouldn't change a thing.
Thanks.
So I mean,
Well,
That look
a
on her
couple.
face, she's like, yeah, a couple
I might.
things.
That's kind of my speed is like all or nothing, and
Yeah.
then she's
I
not
like to like
used
pause
to
and
that.
like,
Cautious,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, let's think about
She
it for a
likes to write it
second.
out and-
Yeah.
come up with a plan.
Yeah.
Get a system.
I mean, I know I won't fail
Okay.
because
You'll work.
Because you have me.
I'll work 24 hours if I have to.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But even like accounting and stuff, like I didn't know. I went to school for journalism because I literally
Yeah.
tested into the lowest math. So learning all of that, like
And I never
Yeah.
got out of Algebra 2. Like, that's why I never graduated from Robert Morris. I think I failed Algebra 2 like 15 times or something. You put letters and numbers together, you lose me.
It's just funny because like
Yeah.
so many people are stuck in this. These 20-year-old kids are like, if I don't graduate college, I'm never gonna make anything of myself. And it's like, no, you could burn it all down.
oh yeah.
Several times.
But you're gonna work. You're gonna probably work a little bit harder than the next guy.
Yeah.
But like, if you work, you'll be fine. I mean, my daughter was, what, 3 months old. We bought her cleaners.
Right.
Like,
People always need that. People always need haircuts. They always need.
yeah.
Yep.
it's- and
Were you an essential business? Did they out COVID?
No. We were shut down the whole time.
They just
We
shut
were
you
doing
down.
so good.
Yeah.
Wait, we
Until
were talking
COVID.
about things that could happen the next day.
I
We were
thought about that.
fully out of tax debt.
COVID-19.
Fully the most profitable we had been. Our accountant was like, "This is
This is your
with
turning
all of
point."
these years of you putting that like chipping away at it, and then COVID."
Yeah.
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 I have there's an article in an industry dry cleaners magazine where I wrote like my outlook of 2020, and it was like about expansion and growth and
Like
the
pre-COVID.
yeah.
Oh.
So it was released in the January episode, like their January
Issue.
magazine, and dude, I couldn't have been more wrong. I still have it because it was the most wrong thing I've ever
That
said in my
is
life.
incredible.
Like.
And we're 29 episodes in.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. It was, it was to the moon. I mean, we
You
were
were like,
going to the moon.
nothing can stop us in 2020.
No. I bought a brand new
Till
air
March.
I bought
Right.
an air compressor. It was like, well, like you can buy an air compressor for the dry cleaners for like $2,000 at Home Depot, and it'll last 7 to 10 years, and buy another one. I bought a $12,000 state of the art air compressor in 2020. Like, man,
Stop.
dude, we're
God,
golden, Jerry. Dude, I think I lost like $250,000 because of COVID.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we got crushed too.
Yeah. And we were open. We were essential. But here's the problem. No one was going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even think about that
I went
part.
from
the
doing
suits and,
$4.85 shirts to doing $2 a pound wash and fold. Like, it was a joke.
Oh.
So
And then you just have to everyone had to just pivot and figure something out.
What did you do? I mean, how long were you down? What did you guys do?
3 months.
3 months and nothing.
So 3 months, nothing, and we had just introduced health insurance for our employees. So we were like, shit, we don't want to stop that. So we were like, obviously, the PPP we got in the beginning, but that was before we knew it wasn't it? Yeah, you didn't have to use it for certain things, but we did. We
we used it for all the legit things. I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't.
100%.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, I wish we
Why
would
we're so honest?
didn't do the right
I can't
thing.
sleep whenever I
paid my
do stuff like
employees
that.
80 hours every 2 weeks from that money. And then I found out you didn't have to do that.
I
was
know,
like,
and you're
fuck.
Right?
Yeah, but like Christmas came, and it's like these people need the money for their kids.
I know,
Like
I
we'll
know.
go without, and it'll come back.
They're like, just kidding. You could just keep it and put it back in your business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And then when we did go back, it was
Is it?
25% capacity.
So we did Mr. What
After hours.
After hours.
So we were open 7 a.m. till midnight, 7 days a week.
Because so we wanted to make sure everyone could get off unemployment, come back to work, and that everybody got the same amount. So we measured between the chairs, and we just did shifts, and we did night shifts, and people came and got their hair cut. It was fun in the beginning,
Yes.
and then by the end of it, everyone's like, "All right, I'm done."
Yeah.
But everyone came back. Yeah.
Yeah, every single employee came back.
That's awesome.
We're like, we'll just make this fun.
And then they went to 50%, and then we couldn't. It was 50% with no
we did
shaves or beards, and that's a huge.
There was
part
almost
of our
a year
business.
we did no shaves or beards.
Kind of
Yeah.
shave
No,
people.
You
We had
couldn't-
such crazy
We had to
ass
wear
rules.
shields, like
Yeah,
full
we had to wear
face
I
shields.
shields.
remember that
Yeah.
part.
The masks.
Jeez.
That really had
The
to
shit
fuck
we had
with
to
your
do the
hair, huh?
masks. You had all the masks that we had to buy because we,
Yeah.
we wanted to supply everybody with
Yeah.
our stuff, and then clients would come in without a mask,
Yeah.
and then it's a big issue.
Yeah, I think-
Luckily down there, everyone's pretty cool. Was cool with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we just pivot, you know.
Yeah, at some point I'm like, do you ever just get sick of pivoting and just
Yes.
fucking tear this whole place down?
I go back and forth. It's like one day I'm like, I can't do this, and the next day I'm like, we're good. Like we're good. You know,
Yeah, what's the alternative at this point? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
sell vacuum cleaners.
go sell vacuum cleaners, get a hoverboard, dude.
Get a hoverboard.
Hey, I'm on the book. If you go back and you'll sell 3 at least, because I'll buy one.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've done just about any kind of job, from concrete to roofs to landscaping, dishwashing. I remember we were just talking about it. I worked at a Bate. And
Remember that
I
was like the nice restaurant
wanna
before
be
dances?
buffet.
Yeah.
I
Buffet.
really want to be a waiter. And they're like, you're not a waiter. You're not waiter caliber. You're a dishwasher. And they were like, I get back here and it's this dude, Bill. And he's like, dude, we don't see too many dishwashers that look like you here. And I'm like, thanks.
Well, didn't you end up going to Tom and Tud's then?
Then I went to the movie theater, then Tom and Tud's, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I had fun. And I worked hard. You know, I
Well, that's
remember,
a good thing is that you know that there's always something to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
and
yeah.
we'll do whatever we have to.
You
but
do whatever you have to do,
Yeah.
no matter what. So you can't fail if you
Right.
won't quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just started doing work in my yard, and like my neighbors have like a dealership of equipment. Like they have every piece of equipment in my neighborhood, and like because I've worked other jobs, I can like run all of this shit. I mean, I did rule one.
I remember you telling us.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I mean,
You're like, I'm okay. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, I call my neighbor. I'm like, hey, I'm okay. He's like, oh, I'm glad to hear you're okay. I'm like, but I flipped your fucking machine. And he's like, I'm like, but I flipped it back over. Like I did. I hadn't flipped over before, like anything.
Did you have to use the bucket to flip yourself
I
over?
had another skid steer there.
okay.
So like Sarah kept letting the kids out in the yard. And I'm like, I don't want them anywhere around. Like,
Yeah.
she's never been around it, really. And I'm like, keep them away from me. And she was like smoking a cigarette, standing on the front porch, and I just flipped her. Her eyes were like, I was like, grab the carpet padding in the garage, because we had like some old like carpet padding. And she was just like, what? So I run up and grab it and throw it on the forks of the skid steer, because I didn't want to scratch it. I've already dented it. I don't want to scratch it, you know? So I flipped it back over, but... Yeah, cost us some body panels. I mean, the wall went from like DIY cheap to like buying some body panels for an expensive machine, but got it done. Looks great now.
All right.
But I got through the purgatory of 1 year of not allowed to use this guy's equipment anymore. He's let me use some stuff recently, so we're good.
Congratulations.
I'd say so.
That's good.
Yeah. So
He's okay.
but that's my thing with like my business. If we fail, I'll go run equipment or I'll go dig holes or trenches. I mean, I don't want to. It's not ideal. I mean,
But
I
you'll
kind of
survive.
like
Yeah.
coming home dressed like this. You know, I don't want to come home dead, tired every day, but I do it anyway. So I mean, that's what makes, I think, businesses that start up succeed. Where like people think like, well, I'm going to be a barber. I'm going to make all this money. I got this concept that nobody can resist. And then it gets hard. And then they're like, well, fuck, I could go back and do X and make more. And then they just quit.
Well, and I feel like that idea of never working behind the chair and knowing like what your body feels like when you're standing, how, you know, emotionally and mentally drained you are at the end of the day. If I had an owner making my schedule and telling me what we were doing who had never done it, I think that would probably create some animosity.
Yeah, it's easier.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's fucking easy. You're cutting hair.
right, exactly.
Work an extra 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't.
Like one last cut, like one schedule mess up,
Yeah.
and taking that one last one could like it like breaks you. You're just like, oh my god, really? You know?
Yeah, when you're doing like 25 people a day and like you're back to back to back, no breaks, nothing. And then, you know,
You're like, we messed up at the front desk, and he's here, and it was our fault. And he's like, okay, yeah.
And it's that interaction too. Like we're all talking here, but like you can only hear about little Timmy's T-ball team so many fucking times in a day, and you're like,
Is that the hard part? You got to small talk everybody, right?
It's
Do you
exhausting.
feel the need to do that?
I've learned to
Could I sit
deflect.
down and be like, "Don't talk"? Is
yes.
that okay?
I
to
love
say?
that.
You
Is
you
there
feel
a nice way to go back?
We have people to straight up say, I don't want to talk today, and that's cool.
All right.
That we thrive off of that.
But
That's,
yeah,
that's
I
like
would say
Christmas.
also you can feel out your client. Like
Okay.
if someone's not really talking, or they say, like when I go to get a massage or anything, I'll be
Yeah.
like, I just want to fall asleep. And they'll be like,
I didn't even know that was an option.
I just don't want to talk.
talk.
Yeah. Which sometimes works, but I think it's funny. Like Michael's, I can tell whenever you're really interested, because you don't really do small talk that
No.
much. Like you'll just get into it with someone, or they're just kind of relaxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It's exhausting, especially if like you have other things on your mind,
Yeah.
whether
Kids.
it's home, kids, fighting.
yeah, your
with
whole
the wife,
day is going to
anything.
shit. They come in, they're like, I'm getting a haircut. I got a new promotion.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm texting him like, there's a fucking pile of clothes that's sitting right here. Ozzy won't go to bed, like, you know.
Yeah, it's very difficult to like turn that on and off.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have good clients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're very, very, very lucky.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I get a taste of that during tax season because we sit down. I sit down with 10 or 15 people a day to do their taxes, and everybody during the beginning of the year, everybody's in a good mood because that's the time of the year everybody comes and gets refunds. And then, but the end of the year, like those last like 2-3 weeks of tax season, I would say, like, I'm just so, they come in and they bleed on you because they want to, tough. I owe all this money and I have this. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, yeah, but you know, you took $100,000 out of your retirement account and
Right.
you're 40. You can't do that.
Right.
Like,
Congratulations for having $100 grand there, but now you're
Right,
fucked.
you're ahead
come
of
in
me,
and
but-
they make really good money. And it's like, but they want to complain about every little thing. And I'm like, you made $300K last year. I think you're doing okay.
Right.
Like,
Right.
quit whining.
Yeah,
Or
And that
if you
has to be
hate
hard
your
to,
life,
like, not
fucking change it.
Take that home with you.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
You come
Yeah.
home and you're just like, I mean,
or
there's
they're
days-
saying to you like,
Shut down.
why can't you write this, and this off?
Yeah.
I want to every meal that I eat out, I want it written
yeah,
off.
I don't want to pay all these taxes. Well, yeah, but you made a lot of money, and I
Right.
can't like I don't want to go to jail, and I don't think you do
Right.
either. So let's just pay it and be
Right.
done with it.
And it's not shocking. It's the same
It's the
every
same
year.
thing
Yeah.
every year,
Yep.
and, or it gets worse every year. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we had this same conversation last year, and now it's worse. Yeah, but you're right. Then taking
Yeah.
it home because you're drained from everybody else's drama and negativity. So by the time you get home, and there's times I go home and I'm like, damn, I don't have it in me. Like I'm
Like you're
just,
driving home in silence in your car, just like.
and I have a 4-minute commute, so I don't have any
There's
decompression.
no time.
Yeah. So like there's times during tax season I'm like, we need to put something funny on TV and I don't want to talk. And she's like, got it.
Got it. Yep.
I get it.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a struggle with us. Like by the time Friday rolls around,
I'm ready to
I
go.
start at like 6:00 in the morning on Fridays, and then work till 5:30, and then get home, and she's ready to go out and like go out
I'm
to
like,
eat
let's
and
go to
stuff. And I'm
dinner.
like, I just don't want to
Yeah.
talk to anybody.
But also, I feel like during the week, like, we're really good at being like, I'm going to watch something in my room, like, or in our room, sorry. The room we share.
When it's clean, it's your room. When it's dirty, it's clean your room.
Yes. But like, we're good at just being like, I don't have it in me to like, I just need to decompress, and we just both. No one's taking it personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it is hard to.
Yeah, I've said this before. I don't know. When we got married Catholic, and they make you go to this like stupid class on how to be married,
and Catholic.
And how to be Catholic.
Yes.
It was fucking stupid.
Have a bunch of kids.
But the one thing that there was like another couple up there that they talked to you about how to be married and be Catholic, and the one thing that they said, and I remember it, we kind of laugh about it all the time, is that you only have so many words in a day. And men typically have less words than women, but once you run out of words, you're done. Like, I don't want to fucking talk anymore.
No.
Dude, that's
I'm out of
interesting.
words.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, and they talked about how they'll come home and they'll be like, "Listen, I'm out of words." Like, and we do that. Like, I'm done. Like, it's not nothing new.
But it's still
not
communicating. You're not ignoring the other person. You're just like, I'm just tapped.
I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you're home with the kids all day, right?
I am, but I'm still. We were just talking about this today about a lot of my stuff bleeds together.
Yeah.
And how I talked about time management before. I'm not the best at like. And I do all our social media and all of that stuff. So I do things in between.
It's consuming.
But it's kind of like, I'm like, I feel like the kids are always, like, I'm being suffocated, but also I'm kind of, and then I'm alone kind of over here. So by the weekend, like, if I work a front desk shift, like if someone calls off, it's like the greatest day of my life.
I just saw a meme where it's like the mom's home with 2 kids, and it's the line from Wedding Crashers where he's like, I hope you flip your bicycle and knock out your 2 front teeth. You left me here catching grenades, John. And I feel that because, like, with Sarah, it's tough. And I know, and I've said it on here a million times, it's not easy being a mom. But, like, I go to work 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, put out fires all day. We're doing this thing with a new building, so I'll go there. I come home at 8 o'clock. I just want to be like, I'm done.
And she's probably like, I haven't spoken to an adult today.
Right.
Right.
And the other thing is like, I'm not doing bedtime with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so pick one, because I'm only taking one of these 2. And I'm like, that's a fair trade.
I feel like when we first had kids, I would compete a lot. Like, you would come home and you'd be exhausted, and I'd be like, well, do you know what I did? You know what I mean? It just became like that.
Yeah.
And I think now we just assume that both of us had a hard day. And we're in the trenches right now. We have young kids.
Well, I do feel bad for her, because I'm at least there and kind of can, like, for each half hour, I can disappear. Yeah. And she obviously has the kids, then she has all of us. There's, I think, 15 of us, counting the other front desk
17.
people. 17. So they're, texting her. Like this morning, someone called off sick, and we didn't have anyone. So she was going to have to go in, and tonight it was like
it's all fine.
It's always something.
Yeah.
But the majority of the
hers
exhaustion
never shuts off.
Is the kids. I think.
Yeah. Mom. See, and that's I'm guilty of that too. Like, my wife never can just turn it off. Like, even if she goes out on girls' night, like, she's still always present. Like, if I'm going to a golf outing, I'll shut
You can
off,
like check
dude.
out.
I'm done. I'll be 18 beers deep, like, coming home like, best day ever. Best day ever.
And you have a shotgun in your chest.
No, she's like, the kids are in bed. I kept them alive all day. Can you please shut the fuck up?
Right.
Because, like, she just can't do it mentally. As a mom, you just can't.
It's like not this
Like,
thing.
if
It's
she
like how
came
you guys
home
can
girls'
sleep
night-
through stuff and we can't.
Yeah, like, it's that nurturing thing that we lack, But if she came home girls' night and was like, best night ever, our kids would be like, what the fuck are we gonna do, Dad? Like, we're fucked. We gotta call somebody. Like, but I am a parent too, but I don't know if you have the credentials.
Right.
Like, so you're like Mike cutting hair without a license.
Yep.
You can cut hair, but we need someone here with a license.
Like, Dad, we're fucked.
So essentially, you're looking after and keeping the kids alive, me alive, and the whole business alive.
20 people.
20 people.
Yeah.
You're responsible for 20
Thanks,
people.
guys. That really, it's very validating.
Drink up.
It's true, though.
I can't believe this is good. I've never had.
Yeah, I didn't even.
I would not
Hold
be able
on
to
one
personally
second,
do that.
because Nate will get all jacked off. It's so fucking loud. We've tried to be quiet, like you.
I know. I feel like everything I'm doing, I'm trying to like.
And I heard a lot of that liquid. It was very loud in my ears.
Proceed with the chlorophyll.
And now a brief word from our sponsor.
This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Are you tired of spending countless hours juggling payroll calculations, tax filings, and compliance regulations? Well, say goodbye to that chore and let Paymark Payroll take the burden off your shoulders. With our secure online portal, you can access your business information from any internet location, even your phone. Employees will love the ability to receive direct deposits, and they can access all their pay stubs, tax forms, and information through their own portal. Focus on growing your business while we take care of the rest. With top-notch customer support, we're always here to assist you with anything, at any time. Don't let payroll stress hold you back. Choose Paymark Payroll and experience the freedom to thrive. Contact us at payyourpeople.com for a personalized consultation and a demonstration of our powerful payroll solutions, and see how Paymark Payroll can better your workflow. That's payyourpeople.com. Join the growing list of satisfied businesses that have embraced the convenience and efficiency of Paymark. Payday made easy. Your business deserves nothing less than the best, and that's exactly what Paymark Payroll delivers. Now back to the show.
So Pat McAfee walks in one day, huh? How'd that go?
Our manager grew up with him.
Oh.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
he's from Plum. Yeah. She graduated from Plum.
Go Mustangs.
And
I mean, I always knew he was a punter, but I didn't know
he was that. Yeah.
His podcast.
So when he came in, people were stopping and taking photos, and I'm like, what is the big deal? And then I Googled him while he was there. I was like,
He's a big deal.
Yeah,
I remember you whispered in my ear.
I was like, I think he's like kind of famous.
A lot of followers on Instagram. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he was cool as hell. Like he was awesome, dude. Like,
well, and the other guys too.
He's a Yinzer.
Oh yeah.
Through and through.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we've had celebrities, but he was probably the coolest.
The one I think I was most nervous about was
Steph Curry.
No, the lead singer of Dashboard Confessional.
Is that your
fun.
Hair is Everywhere?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we were begging Allie to sing it. We're like, someone sing it, someone say it, and everyone's like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
but Pat McAfee, that was nice. And that was really cool that he talked about it. Like that.
He gave you a shout out.
He does that so much on his show.
I love that.
He does so much support for the city and for Plum.
Oh, for Plum, that's unreal. Yeah.
All those dudes, I think, are from Plum, right?
Yeah,
they were all so freaking cool.
He's boys with Hadley.
Yeah. So, he was there. I think he was there too.
He saved Nesbitt's bowling.
He did.
Single-handedly.
Yeah.
Yep.
He really did, actually.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you leave Pittsburgh, you never forget.
During COVID, Nesbitt's was about to close. A big part of what they make every year, they do bowling leagues for the high school, or for the kids. And they get a lot of money for that because all the parents have to pay or whatever. Well, during COVID, they couldn't do it. They had to skip that whole year. So they were going to go under. And then it was also not essential, so they were closed. I mean, they were really in bad shape. Pat McAfee wrote a check for $70,000 to the Nesbitts and sent it to keep them going.
That is so nice.
Yeah, and he's donated over $1 million to Plum to Plum Athletics. Mm-hmm. And whenever Plum got it originally, there was school board members that were like, "Oh, well, we'll send some of it to, the Glee Club and to this and to that." And he was like, "No. That's for athletics. You can do any sport. Doesn't have to be my sports, but it has to be Plum Athletics." Yeah. So their little league teams are playing with uniforms that are they're pro level uniforms.
So nice. Yeah. Didn't you see Brody?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They get the really best equipment. And they spend. Because it's over, I think it's $1.2 million that he's given Plum Athletics.
I thought it was wild. I watched that episode live, and he was talking about you, and I was like, I've never put two and two together, but that dude does have some really nice fucking hair. I was like, this show is so informative.
Wait, I had to look up the guy, the Six Flags guy. He's like, who is that? Who is he talking about? That dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge. I was taken back by that because, you know, obviously it wasn't bullshit. He actually meant it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And
It's like full circle for you.
and he was just so kind into everybody. I think the girl who was cutting, like trimming his hair, like
Emily, I think.
Emily, she he hooked her up. I remember there was people outside trying to parallel park, and he was like betting them that
It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy being a celebrity. People like, everybody thinks they want to be one until they are one.
They knew him. We had Steph Curry in one time, and no one knew who he was.
That's Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the third string punter from the Indianapolis Colts.
He grew up in Plum.
Yes.
There's an NBA MVP. Who the fuck is this?
So what brought him to Pittsburgh?
For a wedding.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we like some hockey players and stuff. But
So,
nice.
yeah.
Did
And you
you
cut
cut?
Derek Shelton.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah,
Shelty.
he's
Yeah.
so nice.
Did
One of the
you
nicest.
cut Curry, or did you have some?
Will.
No, Will, one of our barbers did.
He gave him a lineup. I think a
Yeah.
big lineup.
That's like an impressive thing too, like because you know if you own your business and you have this guy coming in, and you trust your employees enough to like fuck it,
Yeah, I just
cut
assumed
him
you
up.
cut him.
No.
Yeah, that's what's so. That's why we're so lucky though. Like we knew who would be the best fit for him.
Yeah.
Like
Will is, you know, they really.
You knew they get along really well.
And Will's not. He's not like starstruck type of
Yeah,
person.
because you can't be starstruck.
Yeah, you
No.
can't.
Yeah, you can't. You guys.
It'd be hard to be though. I mean, some of those guys. I mean, it'd be hard not to be.
And everyone, no one bothers like our employees. I think one time we got a picture when the Penguins won the Stanley Cup with Phil Kessel.
Yeah, but
and
he
a
was like
barber
excited
we had,
about
Ashley, who knew nothing about hockey.
Got a picture with
Got a
him.
she was like, she
was like, "Are you like a big deal?"
And she was like, "Can I get a picture with you?"
Can we eat a hot dog together?
Right.
And can I get a picture? I mean, we've had people come in and like I think that people are more professional. No matter like you discredit like someone you like this person's not very professional, but then once you put them into an environment where they have to be professional,
they
like
get their shit together.
yeah, like I've never asked for an autograph from any one of my customers, and it's just one of those things that like I think it would be cool, you know, like if you had McAfee's picture and he signed it,
Yeah.
like
If he brought it in.
yeah, but like it's like
we wouldn't-
it's awkward if you don't. Like we had some Steelers and like on their way out of town, he calls me. He's like, I was going through these comforters and like one of these isn't mine. And I was like, all right, we'll just bring it back and thanks, appreciate it. And like he signed like the comforter bag. And he was
that's
retiring,
cool.
and I was like, it's kind of cool, but like, what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna keep this fucking comforter bag for
Yeah.
100 years. So like, I felt bad. I threw it in a dumpster. Like, it is what it is. I took a picture of it. I have it. Like, but it's like weird because as a 17-year-old kid,
Yeah.
you'd be geeking out. Dude, Steph Curry would be like, I'm never getting my fucking hair cut again. That dude
Right.
just
Right.
Like my shit, I can redo. Like if I fuck it up, I can redo it. See you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, you got to wait till it
Hey
grows
Steph,
back
come.
first.
Yeah, Steph, come back in 3 weeks. We'll straighten it out for you.
Yeah, I'm proud of our team because, you know, everybody's a celebrity that comes in, like, in our hearts. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Oh, that was really
a
nice.
regular Joe to, you know, a famous person. Everyone's treated the same.
Right.
Yeah.
And we want everyone to have the best experience, and, you know,
We
I
have a
think
good
that's
time.
awesome.
So experience. You guys were out for a long time, and then you decided to just blow it up. The whole brand.
Yeah.
The sweet sticker that's on everybody's cooler.
I know.
For the
The
last,
big beard.
That
and-
was me. I said we need a new logo also. And remember, you said no. I feel like that's a
I
lot.
hated our, yeah.
But
'cause
yeah, I said it's like, if we're gonna do it, like it has to be
Everything.
everything at once. Yeah. Yep.
how long did it take for people to realize there was a comb in that beard?
People
Was there?
probably still don't know.
I did not.
Yeah.
Go back and look.
It has the little.
Yeah, I mean it's like
That was
on-
Dan Magdish. Does all of our artwork, all
Yeah,
of
he
our
did our
logos. He's
current-
insane.
current-
He's so good. He hand draws
Yeah.
everything. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
that was a year project that I necessarily didn't want to do because I knew how
Much work.
much work it would be.
Well, and it's scary because it's like, you know,
So let's start from the beginning because we know kind of what happened, but what exactly did you do? And it went from what brand to what brand? And can you talk about what happened, what you did?
Yeah. So when we first were opening, we were going to do Mr. We were like, okay, this is like clearly geared toward men. This is an old school barbershop. We ended up adding grooming and goods. I can't even remember why. I guess as just like a tagline description. Well, over the past 10 years, like our clientele has changed so much. And what we've heard a lot from like the LGBTQ plus community is when they hear Mr. Grooming and Goods, they'd be like, I probably don't want to make an appointment. And then it takes word of mouth to say, oh, no, like you should make an appointment there. It just didn't really like fit us anymore. And it's female owned also with you.
Yes.
It just...
Well, I'm not even on the paper. It's all female owned.
I think you get it. You're by default.
Everyone assumes that I'm the owner. Mm-hmm. I'm not the owner. I'm just an employee.
Yeah. So...
You're in a good spot, man.
I know, right? So even like the colors and everything just felt like dark. It just didn't feel like us. It felt really serious almost. So I was like, I think we need to do brighter colors. We need to figure something out. The name has to change somehow. And we toyed with things. And then Corey, why am I blanking on Corey's last name right now?
Tiani.
Corey Tiani. He's done our website forever. He's so good. I got a hold of him and Dan Magdish, and they're like, we're so excited to work on this. Like, send us ideas, which was so much fun. And then they came back with a bunch of different options, but one being MSTR, so just dropping the I and the E, and you can play on the MS for Miss, but it still sounds like Mr., so it's not such a big change that you can still say, thanks for calling Mr. We're just kind of dropping the grooming and goods. Or you could pronounce it MSTR. So it's like whatever you're comfortable with. If you want a massive change, you can go with that. If you want something comfortable, just keep it Mr. So
nice.
That's how we got to that. And
then you started spinning.
And just click the button and it was
and then
over.
I was like, I think we should, Michael was like, I think we should do a funeral for our old brand. So then that's whenever we did, I made the Mr. is dead, and then we just let it go for like 3 days.
Yeah,
people were like, I have an appointment tomorrow. Like, does this mean you're closing? And I'm like, we will never, if we close, it won't be like that. Like,
Right.
Mr.'s
we just
dead.
won't be here.
Yeah.
We'll be
You'll just never see our faces
catchy,
again.
I remember that.
Bye.
Bye.
It was a lot of fun doing that part, but the whole year prior
Yeah.
was difficult. I mean, the hours of work she had to do to...
Well, we switched so we had Square from the very beginning when we first opened.
Yeah.
That was our point of sale system. And then we used Vagaro. So we switched everything to Shopify, and we wanted like our website to be interactive. So like we wanted a style guide. So we have pictures of haircuts that have been done with a description, with what products were used, how they were styled. You can click on the products and you can buy them, like all of that. So it was tedious, but it was fun. Yeah. So yeah. And then I pulled the trigger and I'm like, people are going to be so upset. I think we may have had one negative comment. That's it. No one even asked. They were just like, this looks great. And that was it. I'm like, I put this
did you
off.
change your name?
Yeah.
And I cut them every 3 weeks. I'm like, yes.
The logo, everything.
Why? And I'm like,
right. But it's like, I put it off for so long, so afraid to change something. And everyone's like, oh, cool. I'm like, that's it.
I don't even know if I should be saying this, but
We can edit it out.
there was a barbershop this couple that wanted to start a barbershop. So they contacted Heather
Nice.
and wanted her to consult with. And I said, you do it, but you have to charge a fee.
Yeah.
They didn't want to pay the fee. And then they opened and plagiarized.
They took all of our
Her
website,
whole menu,
my menus,
our
and just
website,
changed.
their everything.
Jeez.
Like our slogan used to be, "This ain't your granddaddy's barbershop."
They said this ain't your uncle's barbershop. Like just down
Like,
to it. And I think her husband was a client at our shop.
yeah, he came in and he.
So we were like, okay, we have to like, everything's like copyright and trademark. Like we crossed all of our T's and dotted our I's.
I mean, she wrote everything for both websites.
You can put them on blast, bro.
From day one.
Jets Barbershop. I mean, you know who you are. They know what they did.
How do you sleep at night?
So they copied the brand. So you've
But
left
even
them in
like
the
we
dust.
would do like a price change, and then their price would change. So now we just like, I got a hold of Law Dog Dave, my stepdad, and like he has hooked me up with someone, and we went through like all the legal stuff ahead of time. Because I just trusted
Did you
people.
ever go after them for
No.
not worth it.
No.
I'm trying to think
And I'm
of
like,
that.
they'll lose sleep, but I don't think they will. I don't think they care. No.
Nah,
But
they're
if they
just running
can't-
with it. But if they can't keep up with your changes, and
You know what
they'll
my ultimate
get stagnant.
payback's going to be if we ever open another location. It'll be around where they're at, and we'll just have to take them down that way.
Is that something you've
Pro bono, free haircuts right here.
Yes.
On their front stoop.
What's
Yeah.
next? Another store, more seats.
So we've
Are
thought
we
about that.
good?
We've maxed out our space. So we have
Yeah.
7 chairs.
7 chairs.
We would
Is
love
there
to
an
buy it.
occupancy thing there?
There's
or
just
like
not room because
yeah.
like we have the amount of products we have in the front.
What about the shop next door? Is there still a pizza shop next door?
There's
It's not connected.
Bond Me,
Nothing's connected there.
do the funeral home, and then Bond Me and Tea, which is
We can
amazing.
go down. We can go down
then
and bust the wall down
bakery.
between.
Well, listen,
Make
there's
a
an
tunnel.
upstairs.
There's an upstairs.
There's
We
a
could-
guy who lives in an apartment, and we
Hey,
could-
guy in the apartment, you're gonna have to move.
right. Like, how good would a loft be?
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Spa,
Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. And we've thought about opening a second location, but
cigar bar. Jerry
yes.
could frequent.
Yeah,
yes, that would be great. Do you like a cigar?
they do.
I think with casino,
Yeah.
slot
do it right.
machines are probably more profitable.
machines.
Yes,
Put those
perfect.
poker machines in there.
Yes.
But I like it. I like. I'm so excited for you guys. Like every time, like something
Aw,
pops up on my
thanks.
feed, like you guys have killed it. Like have actually killed it.
Thank you.
I don't like. I always think I'm gonna go down because I'm not a big like I need to have the same person cut my hair guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm always like I'm gonna go down there and like nothing's ever available and I'm like, well, fuck.
You have his phone number. He'll just get you.
Yeah, I know.
Don't,
There's
don't feel
always
weird
a
about
way.
doing
You're a busy
that.
guy.
There's
No,
always
he
a
does
way.
not for
I'm
people
not
he likes.
blowing smoke, but he gave me the best haircut I've
See,
ever had.
Oh,
and Anthony,
thank
wouldn't you
you.
text him
And
and
I'm
just
not
say,
just saying
yeah.
that.
Dude, you could
I
text me
do,
anytime.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
he doesn't mind for people.
And
who
that
do.
uppercut hair stuff was amazing.
It's so. Was it the powder or with
It
the?
was like a matte.
It was like the
It
matte
smelled
pomade.
great.
was it white?
I think so.
Yeah, the
I
featherweight.
love uppercut.
The
Yeah,
product
it
line,
was
the products we
featherweight.
sell are so good. They're like
We looked right before COVID. We're gonna start a product line.
There you go.
Also, but
Okay,
things are
nice.
still crazy. Like we didn't want to do like a white label and put our brand on it. We wanted to work with
chemists and everything. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
So I remember like your first display stand was like an old ladder in the front. I
Yeah.
think you've
Yep.
probably upgraded since then.
Yeah, you know what? Felix, Natalie Belmont's husband, he
Welded one.
Welded them. Yeah, we have really cool shelves.
Yeah, we sell a lot of products.
Michael made us a new front desk in our
Yeah, I
garage.
did.
You made it.
Yeah.
He did.
Man, look at you. Mm-hmm. See, it's amazing.
That was his
what you
first. That was like your first woodworking project.
Yeah, and I just started. I didn't.
Do you remember when you made it? How high you made it the first time? And we would have been like I walked up and Chelsea's like 5'3". I'm like, she's gonna be down here.
And it's so hard, like too, because like you're like proud of it.
I know.
Come out and take a look.
I
and then she's
know.
like, it's not gonna work.
I walked behind it and he goes,
No doubt.
it's too high, isn't it? And I was like, it's a little too high.
I built a wall in my front yard out of boulders, and like I was like, this is fucking great. Like I backed the machine up and was like, this is beautiful. And then my wife was like, needs to curve the other way. I'm like, 7 hours.
Just deflated.
7 hours of
Remember,
labor.
wait, that's like the willow tree that you planted. You're like, your grandma had a willow tree, and I'm looking at it, and you're like, why are you looking like that? I'm like, it's like really close to the house.
Dig it up.
He moved it.
I like pushed it like aggressively and like curved it, and then I backed up and was like,
It is
she's
better.
right.
Yep.
that sucks. I built a new wall in
what
3
they do.
minutes out of a fit of rage, and it looks better than the wall.
They know. They
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And we know better when we say they know. Like when you get to that point in your life, you're at a very good spot.
Yeah.
So the branding's done.
Yep.
The Band-Aid has been pulled off.
Has
Yes.
it improved? Have you grown since the new branding? Have you seen it a change? I know that your current clients were like, "Yeah, it's great," blew it off. But like, do you think it was a good move? Are you happy?
I think our online shop is growing.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes. So I would say there. We would love to bring on another barber. We haven't found the right fit in the past couple years
Yeah.
because we
could
have a
use
wait
one more
list. So I would
barber.
love to
But you gotta
fill a chair
Yeah,
with the
now-
right person.
Yeah,
Like that's
'cause now
what's
they
so
gotta
hard.
blend with
So you said
everybody.
you have 7 chairs, 14 barbers.
Now we have 12 now. We have
12.
12 barbers.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you do shifts. They don't.
Yeah, so a lot of times
They
it'll be
share.
like 10 to 4 or 10 to 3, 4 to 9. Yeah, everyone just rotates.
I say we probably do 130 to 150 cuts or services per day.
We do. I think our average is like 120 a day.
Yeah.
Manicure. You can get manicures.
We don't do that anymore.
No more.
Because we needed that space
For a chair.
for another chair.
But we do eyebrow waxing, facials. We have a hangover cure where you get like hot towels and a head massage. Color.
What time you guys open?
I know, right? Isn't that
Joe
nice?
needs that
Right?
tomorrow.
Right? Peppermint towels. That's a good one. And everyone does
Peppermint.
say that your head massages are really good. They are.
Do you think they're good?
I do. I do.
You don't just use the
Joe
thing, like the metal thing.
No.
Yeah, it's such a unique like concept because we all grew up getting haircuts in shitty barbershops and feeling like I just want to be pretty.
Right.
You know,
Oh wait,
like-
you know what my favorite thing about it is that they cut away from the mirrors so everybody faces each other. So and no one has their phones. So everyone just starts bullshitting. So when you have 7 chairs going and someone starts talking about a show they're watching, like 2 chairs down, they're making eye contact and then they're all talking and no one knows each other.
And the conversations that happen are insane. Play what would you rather
A lot of inappropriate would you
daily.
rather.
Actually, ironically, I remember maybe 5 years ago, one of our clients was like, dude, we should have a podcast. And I'm like, I don't think that people would sign off on this because the stuff that we talk about, like probably they get
It's like
canceled.
HIPAA.
Or
It's like HIPAA.
Or, yeah.
People take themselves too serious, you know,
Yeah.
all the way through. Like, that's what we really liked. Like when we started this concept, is there's a lot of stuff that happens day to day in a business life that people just don't understand. You know,
No.
and there's someone out there that's probably like, man, I'm down and out. And I know how to cut hair. I've been giving prison haircuts for 15 years, you know, and I'm getting out. What am I going to do? And maybe they listen to this and they're like, I could start a barbershop.
Yep.
Gives them hope. And
Exactly.
Or I'll look this dude up. Like, and we'll go for it. Like,
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I was fortunate that my parents had a dry cleaners. I knew that there was a way to do it, and I knew that I could do it. So I did it. Like, I did take a leap of faith, but it wasn't blind.
But if you didn't grow up,
Right, and you had a guy that was in this business that kind of like led you through, and you're working through your stuff right now. Like, and there is light at the other end of the tunnel. Like, it's just you gotta have some inspiration. And we were so sick of the guys like driving fancy cars and being in Miami and TikTok and being like, dude, all you need to do is sell fucking 5 vacuum cleaners this week, and you can be there, man.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
And it's like, dude, it doesn't
It's
work
not
that
real.
way.
no. And then that creates
like Instagram and it's not real.
It's
Right,
not- it's not.
exactly.
You're right.
Yeah.
There's shitty diapers and grass that needs cut and like payroll that needs paid and like
And there's
fuck.
good
yeah.
days and there's bad days.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
there's,
wanna, the guy who cuts my hair, he owns his salon.
What?
Headspace. Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, he's right on McKnight Road.
Yeah. Jimmy was talking about how there should be, actually, you just met up with him a couple weeks ago. He's like, I wish there were like support groups for small business owners because you do forget that you're not, there's so
not
many
alone.
people going through it. Yeah.
Yeah, we both have similar problems, so we,
With like day-to-day business stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fortunate I have people in my industry that are the same way. And like we've talked about it. The other thing is the wins. When you
Yeah.
win, you can't call some of your friends and be like, dude, I killed it today. Like,
Right.
I won today. Today was my day. Because they won't get it.
But you can call
Because-
another business owner and,
And
be
they don't
like, guess what I just did?
And I feel like small business owners don't gatekeep. If they figure out something that works, they like want to share it with
Right. Yeah.
everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I bought my building, it's like I can't call
Right.
my employees and be like, dude, I just bought a building.
Right.
Like,
This is huge.
Like,
Yeah.
And like even my wife, like
They get a raise,
Right.
Joe, or
Right. That's like the first question.
Yeah.
even my wife, like she didn't see the building until we bought it. Like that's how much trust that she like. Hey, fuck it, spend $400,000. Maybe I'll check it out next weekend.
Right.
yeah.
Like she's all
That's
in.
pretty big, though.
Yeah, and it's but like you can't relate to that until you've been in the trenches. Like I'm done writing checks next month for $5,200 for
That's
rent.
massive. Yeah.
Done
That's
with that. I mean, there's still big checks to be written, but like
but it's yours. It just hits different.
yeah, and it's hard to like let people know. Like people think you made it. It's like I didn't make it yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not dead yet. When I'm dead, I made it.
Right.
For now.
You're like, I'm just doing things to get there.
Yeah, I just keep pushing the plow, man. It's like
I know, isn't it funny too? I feel like every time we do something, we're like, okay, let's just coast and enjoy. And they're like, but we could do this too.
It never happened.
Yeah, you pay something off.
I have a couple guys that I'll get a cigar and a drink with once a month, every couple months, and they're business owners, so we can sit and kind of talk and commiserate. We go through the same shit, talk about the wins, talk about the losses. It's a no judgment zone. But they're, I forgot what I was going to say. What did you say?
Whenever you say like we're going to be done, like
we're
going
going to
coast.
I asked them one day, I'm like, are we going to get to a point where we're like, all right,
like content.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to grow anymore. And then we laughed and we're like, yeah, no. Because just never.
Maybe that's the mind of an entrepreneur.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on the flip side. I'm like to the point where like I've grown and I've expanded and I think we're equal in this, where I'm like, you know what? I'm blowing it all up and I'm going to shrink it and I'm going to be more efficient and then I'm going to coast. But no, I'm not going to coast. Something else is.
But you're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
But you also know if it's too big or if it's and it feels unmanageable daily, like you're like, I gotta do something.
Yeah, and like you start losing a little bit of quality, and like you're like double. You're like, I'll like take orders off the rack and double check the quality, and I'm like, it's because everybody's too busy. We're just too busy.
Yep.
You know, like you say, 120 cuts is probably right where you need to be in your space. Like squeeze 150 out of there and see what happens.
Right, or bring on a barber just
because.
Yeah,
and we've done that too.
It doesn't work.
And then he starts talking shit on Zach or Will and Emily, and then they're calling you and they're like, we're going to kill this motherfucker. Get him out of here.
Yes.
No, because we're a family, and when one bad seed gets in...
And then, we'll have like one person will say something, and then another employee, and then like they're a couple that if they say something, we're like, shit, this is bad.
Yes.
Like I've heard other business owners talk about like they'll have a guy that they need. They feel like they need him. Like he's a CDL driver, and I need him because I can't find anybody else right now, and I keep him around, and then when they leave, they're like...
It's like such a
wait. Everybody picks up the weight because he's gone. He was a poison. You know, it's hard. You feel like you need your employees sometimes.
Yes.
But like you need good employees, or else your business is shit.
And sometimes you don't realize how bad it is until one leaves, and you're like, how did we do that? Like put up with that?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, one bad apple can ruin the whole thing.
It's wild. Yeah.
Real quick, how do you sell all this stuff online? Like, do you have a warehouse? Do you have munchkins fill this? Like, do you fulfill through Amazon? Can you walk us through that?
We're figuring that out.
Okay.
Chelsea will say we have like a little small amount of inventory for online in our office. We have a basement office that his dad, it's like drywall. And then
I thought you guys made bourbon down there.
Well, that too.
Because that's where that came from. I thought it was just made in your basement.
Dude, there's like a full kitchen down there. I mean, it's not nice. And then
There's
all kinds of
currently
random
always water running
hoarding.
through.
Yeah, there's
It's
a
like
river.
a river.
Pittsburgh.
Underground.
That's Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and our lease does not cover the basement.
No.
And then we'll just pull from our inventory too and just keep an eye on it.
So it's all manual.
It's all
manual.
I'm clicking this button and she's sending me a box.
And I'll get like a little thing that will say Shopify.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but all those things you had to figure out,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Like even the packaging.
Well, that was
little
Chelsea.
stickers.
She had to do like the ounces for every single thing. We couldn't expand without her.
Yeah, you got hundreds
either.
of products here.
I mean, yeah, we go down in our back room. We have the products for upstairs, and some days, when it's tight, money's tight. I'm like, there's probably $30,000 sitting on the
easily
$50,000 sitting on unsold products. I'm like, why do we?
But
do
it will
this?
move. Yeah, it gets there. We get there.
That's where you gotta just trust her, man.
Yeah.
It's just like curving the wall back. You just gotta trust her.
Exactly.
Oh, I do.
Right? Thanks.
It's an impressive story.
It is.
Thanks.
I don't know if you guys have ever really had a chance to tell it
Not really.
together.
Well, it's kind of the same thing where like we'll give like a shortened version of, we met and,
Yeah.
Then we opened it and had kids and haha, it's funny we did it so fast. But like that's it. Because like it's the same thing, like the wins of it, like
Yeah.
you don't really share that.
No.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel like you're bragging, and then there's people that, I don't know, owning a business is a completely
It's
different
such a
animal.
weird-
I mean, you can have a big win. Like in my business, like if we sign on a big client, it tends, it could be a lot of money. So if you call somebody that just has a 9-to-5 job and you're like, on the end of this client, it's going to be this, they're going to be like, holy shit, that's huge. And I'm like, yeah, it is. But, by the time I hire somebody else to do it and pay for this, pay for that, it's,
Right. But if you said it to
step.
someone else, they're like, or another business owner.
Yeah, it's hard to, I mean, you know, when you run a business, and especially if you have payroll like that, the amount of money that comes in and then goes right back out. And you think, like...
You're like, I'm never going to get out from underneath this.
No, we talk about how you kind of become numb to it as business owners. Like I found myself, like I told the story in other episodes where I was on Facebook and I'm like, I saw an Oculus and I'm like, I want one of those. And I'm like, oh, it's like $500. Fuck it, I ordered one. Amber's, my wife's like, what did you do? I'm like, yeah, I wanted to see what it was like. She's like, why did... I was like, it's only like $500. She's like, $500? And I'm like, I don't know. I did payroll today. It was $20,000, so that didn't seem like much. I just did it.
That's the problem. Like I run into.
Like he's like looking
I'm
over
trying
it.
to figure that out.
Yeah.
It's like desensitized money.
I got the shoes and the just the stuff.
When you
Dumb
see
shit,
huge amounts of money that come in and go out, it's like
that you're like $500. That you're like, whatever. I'll
and
figure
at a party,
it out.
he's like, hey, I put in
worked
X
so
amount
hard.
of hours this week. I deserve this Oculus. You know.
Yeah.
It's so funny because like in the dry cleaning business, it's like little numbers, and then they add up the big numbers, and then you're buying little numbers, and they add up the big numbers. But my manufacturing company, it really screwed my head because it's big numbers, and then big numbers going out. Like we'll buy wire, it's $42,000 gone, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? I'll just buy an excavator for $12,000. Like, I mean.
It is so true.
So like that
it
business
feels less
is just
scary,
like runs it. I just don't act like that's money at all. Like I don't use that for anything because I could get backwards in it because you look at how much you have in the bank, and then 6 months, that $42,000 bill is coming again,
right,
and again, and again, and you're out of business without it. So it's the desensitization of money that we like, and. That's why we have women in our lives.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, that's what he used to be like, oh my God. I'm like, no, don't touch it. It looks like that's what we made.
Yep.
We didn't do payroll, we didn't do insurance, we didn't.
That's not ours.
Now we have an account that's just profit minus anything else. Nice. And then you can see that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, we don't have it the way that it would have looked.
But it took a lot of messing up to figure that out, even after 10 years, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
I mean, I fall into it too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Having an addictive personality can get me into a lot of trouble. You know?
You have to, when you work and you just have a paycheck that comes every 2 weeks, you can look at your bank account and be like, oh, I have X amount of dollars to spend. But when you own a business, that's not yours to spend.
Murky. Yeah.
You can't look at your account and be like, oh, I can spend that. No, you can't, because payroll's next week. And rent's due the week after.
And God forbid something happens.
Yeah, what happens if something happens and you have to shut down or, you know, or in my business right now, a struggle that we have is clients that are struggling with the current situation and then they're behind.
Yep.
So, like, that's not necessarily guaranteed money. So, like, we've got engagements with some big clients, but if 2 of those big clients miss a month, it's all of a sudden it's like
right. So you have the invoice out, but if you didn't get paid,
doesn't mean I'm getting paid.
That's nice about haircuts too. If you don't pay, bro, you leave them bald.
True.
Like we're waiting for this credit card to go through. Oh, decline. You better have cash.
That's a good punishment.
I mean, we're living a landed ship right down the middle.
We just started this year charging for no-shows because it was, and that was a scary thing. But and then guess what? We have a lot less no-shows. A lot less.
That's one of the things when her and I first opened, we were like, we're gonna do this legitly, because places that I've worked for before, you know, it's cash and you can hide a lot and you can make a lot of money, and you don't have to pay it. Like taxes and all that stuff, but like I was, you know, we wanted to have houses and be able to get cars
and like not lose sleep. Like we've been after the week I had both of our kids, we got audited. I don't know how that even happened.
From the IRS?
Yes. Wow. So we're like and that happened, right? And then but they went through and they're like, oh, you have everything here. It's not. You don't do that much cash.
It was barbershop.
So it
week
made it
for
so
the IRS.
easy. But they were like shocked. Same with the state when they come in. They assume it's just going to be shit, and we're just like trying to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do.
That feels worth
try to, you know, be honest and do the right thing, and sometimes I'm like
Well, no, there are days where you're like, why the fuck am I doing that?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck am I doing?
To pay the man. You know,
to work 5 months of the year for the government.
Yeah, and you see them dipping money to the other countries, and whatever.
We were
Wasted
just
it
talking
on
about
charge.
like contractors that have their license and do things like they have workman's comp for their guys, and then there's contractors out there that don't.
Yeah.
And it's
And then they undercut you, and
yeah, we're running into it in the dry cleaning industry right now. There's like local company, like they're not local, but there's national brands like that will say we do wash and fold, but they're just hiring like Mike to just go pick up clothes at someone's house and take them back to their house and wash them, and it's
Right.
like, well,
It's not the same thing.
yeah, it's, you know, I have insurance and all this shit in place that if I ruin your clothes, I'm on the hook for it. If they ruin their clothes,
good luck
They
finding
won't.
them.
Then
good luck.
Yeah.
Because
Then
it's
Mike
just
won't
like
do
an
it
Uber
again.
driver that doesn't show up. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
there's no accountability there.
That's exactly it.
We
Big
live in a world of
accountability.
accountability. And you guys are a professional service. He's a professional. I'm a professional. He's a professional. And it's tough because it would be a lot easier to just be like, you know what, I'm not paying this. Like my workman's comp and like the payroll taxes and all that shit. It'd be
The
nice.
insurance.
Yeah, screw a PPP loan. Call me up and be like, hey, look, you don't have to pay employment tax for a quarter. I'd be
I
like,
literally. I'd do
let's
anything.
go.
Yeah. Yep. I
Do
know.
something nice for yourself. So, because
so
your
true.
employees don't see that either. They don't see the other side of it. Like, yeah, they pay taxes, but like we also pay taxes on their taxes.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
like,
we have to match a lot of things, and I know it's such a. And then I feel weird, like when we moved to Hampton, and one of our clients was renovating a house, and we ended up buying it for less than what he would have sold it for. I felt like I was excusing it. Like I was like, it wasn't that much. Like it's not that it was, because I was so panicked about it looking like we're just like rolling in it. I'm like, we still work really
Because
hard.
of your
and like,
employees or because of
I think just
outsiders?
everyone. Like
Yeah.
I just had that weird.
Yeah, I
imposter
get that.
syndrome is what they call that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're afraid to do so well because you guys started with nothing.
Yes.
I mean, you started with bumming
Well,
30
we
bucks
had-
off your
We
mother-in-law.
had some luck too.
Repo
Like
and-
after
yeah.
COVID, we were living in Shaler and sold our house for like after 4 years for like
Way
a,
more than-
a lot more than we
But it
bought
still
it
doesn't
for.
even matter.
And then we just rolled
it
it.
just feels weird.
Yeah, I know. And that's one thing I wish everyone would understand is like everybody assumes that business owners are rolling in
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
And they
Because
don't,
your shoes are clean and your hair's on point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it must be easy. But like that hair was, like he said, that hair
Who
was
cuts
a
your
lot.
hair?
I do.
Himself.
You cut it yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Anthony, I cut it one time,
Yeah.
and he looked like
It's the best haircut I've ever
Michael.
done.
I took it up too high. He looked
Dude,
like
he's good.
it was
good.
so bad.
Cuts his own hair.
Yeah, he cuts his own hair. Didn't you
That's
used to do it with
awesome.
CDs?
I've done it with CDs.
Like,
before.
using that as a mirror?
CD in the mirror.
Is the trick to put your thumb in the hole so you know it's your
Well,
thumb?
now you want to know something. You got bifocals this past year,
Yeah.
and Allie had to be the one to be like, I don't
You
think you
missed
can
the spot.
see the back of your head. And I was like, shit, is it bad?
Yeah. Yeah, I usually try to do it once a week or
You're always there's
at the shop
daily.
or at our house. We have put a little shop in case COVID ever strikes. Well, I am reading about the bird flu.
Oh,
here
Michael,
we go.
don't.
There's a
What?
bunch of cows going down.
Okay, Michael, stop.
It is almost election time.
Stop.
And
No.
I think
Hampton cuts.
there would be some serious rioting in the streets.
Yeah, I
and
agree. I
I don't think they're ever going to be able to do
What's
it.
funny about that is like people say to me like when I'm getting dressed for a wedding, my shit has to be perfect. My collar's got to be perfect. My shirt's got to be, and it's like getting dressed as a dry cleaner it's stressful. Like my wife's like, "What about this?" I'm like, "It's all fucking wrinkled. You can't wear that out of the house."
Right.
Like your hair's your thing. Like you
Yeah.
can't
Well, that's what we
can't
used to-
phone it in
yeah.
one day with your hairdo.
Well, and you don't want to get your hair cut by someone who doesn't look like, if they don't have good hair,
yeah,
you
a
know?
little sloppy or something. Yeah.
It'd be
Yeah,
funny to do an
advertisement.
undercover boss with you.
How would you, what would we disguise you as? How good would that
Just
be?
a weed whacked haircut, like just like the fade's all wrong and like
A wig,
a
a
bald
bald cap.
spot in the back,
Yeah.
It's a horseshoe.
shaking.
Michael did say that if he starts to lose his hair, the kids' college funds are going. We don't have a college
Yeah,
fund.
they don't have a
though,
college
anyway,
fund,
but he was like,
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
letting you know everything will stop, and I'm going and getting
Hair plugs.
plugs. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Turkey. That's where everyone's going.
Is that right?
You and Joe
There's a
Rogan
setup.
are just gonna
There's a
shoot
setup.
on over to Turkey.
You've got a couple guys who
Yeah,
there've been a lot of guys. They like go get right back on a plane
And it works.
Come back. Yeah.
Yeah, it really
No
does.
shit.
Yeah.
How much is that?
The Turks.
I think in Turkey's like 5K, but here it's like
That's
12.
not bad.
Yeah.
But like it used to be like the line used to be like as thick as your finger all the way across the back, and now you can't even see it. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's your next move. You can figure out how to get rid of cowlicks surgically.
Do you have one that really bothers you?
Everybody has cowlicks.
I know.
And like a good barber knows how to fade them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But if you go to a bad barber and have a cowlick,
Yeah. And then it sticks up.
I don't
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
why the pharmaceutical companies aren't trying to get a pill to grow hair, because that's instant billions.
Right.
well, Rogaine tried, right? Or
Yeah.
is that a cream?
It's a minoxidil,
Yeah,
right?
It's like a topical. But
Oh, we had this really great product line that really worked, and the guy just went out of business from California, and it was like minoxidil, and then there were
Bird flu got him.
bird flu got
No,
it's on the cows, and
the powder did.
the powder got him. Yeah, he taught a class, and we were like, "Whoa." He's really passionate about it, but it was really good.
Oh, that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
It snows over there.
yeah.
Got a little something.
That was probably the main ingredient. That's why I got shut
Yeah.
down.
Honestly, probably. And we're like, this is amazing. This is the best product.
It makes me feel so good.
Right.
Twice as much time
I
on
could do
this.
anything.
I feel so productive.
So we got this all out there, and your kids are going to be able to see this someday. You know that?
This will be the least of,
Your worries.
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
What are you trying to get at?
Like, just like you go into summer camp. I mean,
Well, that's moved down the Google search.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it used to be your,
Search results.
now you
I
got
think
good
it's on the
ones.
next page.
This will be
It
on
might
there.
be.
Yeah, this
Top
will
three
This
are
is
the only
another
ones that
one,
matter.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like, wait, I got to move back up, get that van back, just smash
Right.
through another one.
Well,
Maybe Ozzy will continue the legacy.
Hopefully not. But
I
well,
think.
hopefully pretty soon they'll start working with us.
How old are they?
7 and 5.
I don't think
Not
there's
yet.
an age limit, right?
Dude.
If they're your own kid.
Jerry,
It's funny.
what's
Our
the-
kids are the same exact.
I
Like,
know.
What's the
Literally,
tax rules,
birthdays
Jerry?
are close.
Can't you
Well,
give
our
them
daughters got along really well,
13,500 or
too. Yeah,
something?
so-
Yeah, you can give them a little bit.
Mickey,
Yeah,
right?
like that.
Yeah,
She's
write them a
7.
check.
Yeah. They
What's
can
her
put it in
birthday?
a retirement account.
February 10th.
We
I
can
think
give
they-
them 13,500 or something. 13,000 and say
Whatever
they're
the
an
standard
employee.
deduction is, I think it's 13.7. You can pay them that. That's like a little tax loophole. You can
Oh,
pay
I
them
see.
that, make them exempt from FICA, so you don't have to pay the FICA tax, and then you can take that amount and put it into like a Roth IRA. And since it's less than 13,750 or whatever, that 13,700, they have no federal tax, so you don't even have to file a tax return. You put it into a Roth IRA, and you can start doing that every year and build them up their own
Oh,
retirement
see, that would be
account.
really good.
And you can write it off as a business because you.
We
But
should do that.
here's the thing: everybody's like, "Oh, I had a baby," so they're now an employee.
Right.
They need to be able to do something.
Right.
Like you
So,
need
like,
to be
he
able to
does-
say
Oz-
that.
but
Like,
Ozzy
Ozzy comes, he
sweeps.
sweeps up.
then you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Nikki, she comes and she works the front
She draws
desk.
pictures.
Boom.
Draws pictures.
Tax loopholes.
Yeah.
Hey, RS, if you're listening,
Right. They are, yeah.
Go screw
the
Yeah.
exit
yourself.
sign is lit and the kids are
If you're
working.
listening, fuck you.
If there's 27,000 left over, we'll do that, but there probably won't be.
Just think positive.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
Right.
I haven't bought any in a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Trying to change.
It's tough,
man.
It is tough. Yeah, you guys are working hard.
I know.
You know?
I bought you a pair for our anniversary.
Yeah.
We were-
But
yeah.
he didn't buy them, so loopholes. That's what we're
True.
talking about here.
Yep,
You're allowed.
exactly. I'm allowed. Yep.
So you're going to be back in the shop?
Yeah, I mean,
Ozzy's getting ready to go to kindergarten next
I know,
year.
but we're only half day, so I'm like 1 year away from freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
You're never
So
free.
close.
So you're not-
I know,
you're
it's
not gonna-
fake anyway, right?
You're not going to go back behind a chair.
No,
right?
so I do kitchen hair, like I'll do extensions and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But like for fun, I'll fill in for wedding parties. I do facials.
Nice.
That
Yeah,
kind of
that's
stuff.
one thing we do is a lot of wedding parties.
Yes.
That's fun. And you,
And then I get to work
that was
next
your
to you.
idea. Yeah, that's a great extra thing we do.
Yeah. Yeah, people will come in and like rent the whole place out, which is nice.
Oh, that's
and
You
just
have
like
a
bring
year.
food and
You have
stuff.
this online store
that's
that's
cool.
massive. You might not be able to get back into the shop.
Which I'm okay. I like going to the shop. Again, like just being stuck behind something, a chair, the front
Yeah,
desk.
I get
I
it.
just So I need to like have the
Moving
freedom to
around.
move around. Yeah. So right now it's just like going in, getting some work done. But I work from home a lot, you know.
Man, it's the hardest.
24/7.
It's the hardest job in the world. Stay-at-home mom is the hardest job in the world.
Yeah.
100%. I couldn't do it.
No.
Now by Sunday afternoon, I'm like, is it time to go back to work?
Yeah, I did
I
that on
know.
vacation too. I'm like, can we go home early?
I
Like, this
know.
has been a blast, but like,
Like this,
I need
but
to
it
work.
hasn't. I know. Well, even like he went out into 4 days a week to help so I could work on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And he's like, holy shit.
It's so
He's
hard.
like, it's every day though.
Yeah, we're
like, I
ending
know.
It's so hard.
I'm entering into we're going to go a 4-day work week
Are you?
when we relocate.
Nice.
And, I mean, Monday will still be a day of like going and finding work.
Yeah. But it's different.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like you kind of earned it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. To be determined.
Yeah. Well, you guys are full day kindergarten, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he'll after the summer he'll get on the bus with his sister and off to kindergarten he goes. But my daughter like never turned around when she got on the bus. Graham's last day is Friday, and he cries still every day. His mom leaves him. He's his mama's boy. So
That's how Mickey is. Ozzy is like, see ya. Like, bye.
Yeah.
Doesn't
This ought to
care.
be
Mickey's like,
interesting.
I'm going to live with you forever. Like, I'm
Like-
going to live in your house forever. I'm like, okay.
There's a famous story about me sneaking out of preschool at St. Ernest. Like I cut out like preschool
left.
skip day, bro. I'm out
Stop.
pieces. And was off the lam for a while, like just gone. And I was like, that's Graham. Like I'm gonna be driving down Dorseyville Road.
Like, see him?
Be like, dude, all the
that
credit
my
I give
kid?
this school, and my son is eating ice cream, and he's out for the day. Like he's gonna be trouble.
I love that, though. That's good.
But all right, well,
I think it's time.
what time? What?
Jerry, final thoughts? Anything? Learned a lot.
No, this was awesome. It's a good
Great
story.
small
Yeah,
business.
thanks for having us.
MSTR in Lawrenceville, 4504 Butler Street. They're open every single day.
Oh, and you even did the MSTR. I really appreciate that.
MSTR, yeah.
That's so nice.
Mike's usually standing for 13 hours a day,
Yep.
so go check him out.
Tomorrow, my first client's 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
and the last one I think's 5 p.m.
10 hours on his
Your
feet.
calves, you have very nice calves.
Thank you.
You're
Have
welcome.
nice legs.
That's why you bought all those shoes.
Yes.
It is, you know,
Wow.
He tells our accountant that a lot. Like, I had to
Get
because she's like, are they
sponsored by-
I just
orthopedic?
wear a
You need a
different pair
shoe
every
deal,
day.
man.
Right.
Nike,
Let's get this
if you're
guy a shoe
listening,
deal.
Let's
Yeah.
get this guy.
He's got the best hair in the business. Might as well get him the best shoes in the business.
Something. Pimp me out or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we can get McAfee to shout out the podcast?
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. We'll have Chelsea share this. And we'll
Yeah.
see.
A pleasure.
Yeah.
We'll just clip reels of you together, and then he'll just start liking them all.
Yes. Just
Because
make
he
the thumbnail
fanboyed
picture.
out, man. He
I know.
Was,
I know.
he's a good dude. A lot of good dudes out there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Go ahead, Joe.
thanks, guys.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you. This was
you.
awesome.
Yeah, this was so fun. Woo.
So now we got to get some clippers.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right. You're ready. Look at
These tears are from laughing.
You sure?
Oh my God. You can sit comfortable.
Okay.
Don't look shocked.
I mean, you're gonna be.
What if there was like a weird tattoo under here?
It does. It says 9/11 was an inside job.
Trump did it.
Man.
Yeah, I do think your
I'm
kids are
starting to
gonna.
get nervous, Artist.
They're just not gonna
Your
recognize
facial
you.
expressions.
I feel sad for you, dear.
Yeah, they grow back, bro.
I think you should keep it right like that.
This time of
you're
year,
gonna have to keep it for a little bit.
you like video it too.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna turn this into a reel.
MSTR.
It's a healthy
My stomach hurts. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster.
Do
You want the flavor saver?
No. No, that's
That
the
went out
only
in the
face.
90s.
Did you hear that? That's
had
the
one when we
only.
got married.
I
I know
know
you
you
did,
did,
bro.
hon. I know. I
Bro,
remember. He used to
pulled it
color
off, though. You
it.
were pretty good.
You know how many?
He
That's
tried
why
to
you
run
still
back.
need to date me.
The flavor saver.
I love that.
He would literally, when I say, you know how he had black hair, he's
Yeah.
gray. So he would color his hair, and then he would get a root on his soul patch, and you have to color his soul patch. Like, you gotta let it go. Sometimes it sneaks back
That
up.
is a nice mustache, Joe.
It is really pretty.
Look at that.
You ready?
I'm nervous.
Let's see this chin.
Oh, you have a nice jawline. That could have been bad.
You
Could have been bad.
don't have a bird face.
Dude, I have a beard tan line.
You do.
Not too many men can have that.
Yeah, there's a lot of chins under there.
Count them. How many are there?
Dude, you just turned into a volunteer fireman.
That's the most accurate thing I've ever heard.
It's just two kids.
He looks
Two
like
kids
somebody.
in a business under here.
Oh, wow.
Two businesses.
Okay, here's the $1 million question.
Yeah, you look 40 now, dude.
Are you gonna go to any towns tonight?
What do you mean, Pound Town?
Do you think?
I'm thinking no.
You're gonna be pounding Jill.
God.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, buddy.
It is a really nice, lush.
I mean, it is.
Mustache.
Dude, you have a full mustache.
How about them teeth?
Good thing you got
Nice
them.
teeth, man.
Can we put it back on?
No, it's too late.
Is there like give back?
You got a turkey.
I'm just kidding. Turkey.
Take this
How you're
international.
doing this at home?
The show
Yeah.
could go international.
I've had counseling for my daughter for a week.
She's gonna cry, dude.
I can't wait for like family field day when I show up like this.
Yes.
They're gonna be like,
They're not going to send her home with you.
No,
You're
they're
someone
not.
else.
Oh man.
quit smirking.
I like it. I like it.
Oh yeah, thanks for being the woman in the room. You don't look bad. You look great.
So do you want to keep it like
Yeah, I want to keep it all. I want to put it all back. I want to keep the beard.
He said he wants the handlebar, right? You want to be able
No, he
to.
didn't want the handlebar.
Yes, he did. No, not this. I mean, like he wants to be able to.
Be able to twist it
Yeah.
up. Like,
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
little wax, a little wax.
Man.
Am I gonna faint when I see myself?
Oh, buddy.
Hey, yeah, you pull it off pretty well, dude. Let's see what the hat
I'm gonna get you an application for.
freaking Tom Selleck ain't got shit on you, bro.
You definitely look 40 now, bud. Look at that neck.
Your face is gonna feel really
So you
good.
have, shoot a deer?
This is what happens,
What
Joe.
does that mean?
He didn't get a deer this year.
Dude, my one client yesterday showed me pictures of a bear up on 10th Street.
Yeah.
boy.
He was walking.
right
he
by
was the
my
one who
house.
Took the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was right by my house.
Bear.
Yeah, they had a little black bear in those spots. I don't know if they got him yet or not.
Just eating garbage.
Yeah, it's a little guy.
Yeah.
They got a lot of video of him. He's not aggressive or anything.
Wide-eyed, bro.
Oh, wait till you see this.
Playboy.
Man.
I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes.
You need a Marlboro,
Reds.
dude.
We need reds.
I'm gonna have 5 to 10
get
miles
on
on
this
my
fire.
way
You look
home.
amazing with the
Yeah.
mustache.
Do you have a mirror, Michael?
No.
Got a phone.
Oh, don't worry.
Wait, look straight at me.
Don't worry. I got a whole video.
Smile. Go get a new license picture.
That's your punishment. You have to go.
Yeah.
Dude, you're like Paul Skeen.
Don't laugh.
Before?
Before and after. Oh my god.
Dude, I'm exactly like Paul Skeens. I go start the day and then my
You look
employees
like
throw shit
somebody.
away.
You want to see the before and after?
Dude, that's a womb broom right there.
You have every.
Oh my god.
Take her
Oh,
out.
that's so weird.
Take her
Oh,
out.
that's so weird.
See that. I shouldn't have
Before?
laughed.
Ready?
I'm always
That's legit.
laughing because you're laughing.
That's good.
That looks really good.
I got the
like
whole
it.
thing
How many
on
more
video.
paper towels I'm gonna go through?
Why?
Do you know
It's
the
like
one?
when I wash my hands, I usually just dry them.
Dude, you look 10 years younger.
You look something, bud.
Oh. Dude, you have to wear like, do you have a NASCAR t-shirt?
Dude, I have an American flag tank top.
100% for Memorial Day.
You
This
look
is
like
just in
Dale
time.
Earnhardt,
Just
dude.
in time.
He does.
The icing on the cake.
Go get a black free shirt.
You can
right
go
now.
for my shirt. I'm going through my closet. I probably still have one.
Wait, when I was leaving my house today,
Post.
I heard the icing on top of all this.
Jerry, post the
They're like, hey,
before
who
and after.
we gonna get to walk in
and
the
then a
girls'
Dale
parade? I'm like, for what? Memorial Day, the Girl Scouts are walking in the parade. I was like, I'll walk.
Dude, you have to
Something
wear
like
like,
Ashwolves, Memorial Day parade.
Guaranteed they're going to be like, oh, sir, I think you're supposed to wait for the volunteer firemen.
dude, you need to wear a
with the
Cub
wrong
Scout uniform. Like the tan shorts. Yeah, like you're
Oh
the,
my god.
They're going to think you're the fire chief.
Thank you for your service.
Dude, I said to a customer, I was like, I'm shaving my beard. And they were like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, nothing's more American than a mustache for Memorial Day. I said, of course, unless it's a Hitler stash. Not very American.
where are those at these days?
I know.
I don't think they've been around since.
Paul Skeens is the only guy that can bring that back in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right.
You need a good wrench jersey, bud.
Did you say do before and after?
Here, wait,
and
put
then
these on.
down?
Right here.
But I think it was hot. I guess
Juror number 6.
Oh, hold on. I guarantee I can find Dale Earnhardt wearing glasses like that.
Yes, you can.
you have to you need a closed mouth smile with like a. That's what he's
just do your
doing, like a little
overbite.
smirk. You gotta smirk it a little.
Juror number 6 reporting for duty. He did it.
Yeah, I got a picture of you, bud.
We were here one
You
day.
gotta rock that for a while, buddy.
You do.
I'm gonna have it for the next episode.
You're gonna.
Dude, I've had haircuts where there wasn't that much hair before.
Yeah. That was funny.
We could put this
You
on
want to get a
your
line
line.
in my beard?
This is our best episode.
Oh my god. Oh.
Best put that on your wall, Jerry.
Onion spray. Oh, that's really like, you know, you put a baseball on one of those cases.
Water was
Baseball holder.
I'm a foot tapper.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Like and subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. You can join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Yes, we still call it Twitter. You can email the show at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Until next time, make it till you rake it.